Have you ever wondered how a single moment, a simple act of kindness, could change the entire course of someone's life? Stay with me until the very end, because what you're about to hear is not just a story, it's a reminder that love often comes when you least expect it. And before we begin, if you believe in fate, in kindness, and in the miracles hidden inside ordinary days, then hit that like button and subscribe to Goodness Corner so you never miss stories that touch the heart. It was a chilly evening when Daniel pulled his old pickup truck into the small grocery store parking lot. He had just finished a long day of work at the construction site, his hands rough and his back aching. In the back seat sat his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, clutching her stuffed bunny and humming softly. Daniel was a single father, raising Lily on his own ever since his wife had left them years ago. He had learned to play both roles, the comforting mother and the strong father, though the weight of it sometimes felt unbearable. Yet whenever he looked into Lily's bright eyes, full of trust and love, he knew he had to keep going. As Daniel parked, he noticed a young woman standing beside her car, the hood open, steam rising into the cold air. She looked frustrated, her hands trembling as she dialed someone on her phone, only to shake her head in despair. Daniel hesitated for a moment. He was tired, hungry, and just wanted to get home. But then Lily leaned forward from the back seat, her curious eyes catching the scene. "Daddy, she looks sad," Lily whispered. "Can we help her?" Daniel's heart softened. He never ignored his daughter's kindness, for she reminded him so much of her mother, the good side of her, before she had left. He stepped out of the truck, walked over, and asked gently, "Hey there, need a hand?" The woman looked up, relief flooding her face. "Oh, thank God. Yes, my car just died, and I have no idea what's wrong. The tow truck says it'll be over an hour." Daniel rolled up his sleeves and peered under the hood. He quickly identified a loose battery connection. With practiced hands, he tightened it, wiped his greasy palms, and turned to her with a smile. "Try it now." The woman slid into the driver's seat, turned the key, and the engine roared back to life. She gasped, laughing in disbelief. "It's working. I can't believe it. Thank you so much, you just saved my night." Daniel gave a modest shrug. "Just a small fix. You're good to go." But before she could say more, Lily pushed open the truck door, hopped down, and walked over with her bunny tucked under her arm. She looked up at the woman with her innocent eyes and asked in the sweetest voice, "Are you an angel?" The woman bent down, her heart melting instantly. "No, sweetheart, I'm not an angel." "You look like one," Lily said, smiling shyly. Then, after a pause that seemed to hold the weight of destiny itself, she added, "Daddy, can she be my mommy?" Daniel froze, his throat tightening. The word struck him harder than he could have imagined. The woman's eyes widened in surprise, and for a moment, time seemed to stop. The woman placed a gentle hand on Lily's cheek. "That's the kindest thing anyone's ever said to me," she whispered, blinking back tears. Daniel quickly cleared his throat, embarrassed. "Lily, sweetheart, don't say things like that." But the woman shook her head softly. "It's okay. Really." She stood and extended her hand. "I'm Emma, by the way." From that night on, Emma's name would echo in Daniel's mind long after she had driven away. And so begins a story that neither Daniel nor Emma saw coming, a story where a single act of kindness would open the door to second chances, healing, and love. But this was only the beginning. Stick with me, because what happened next will touch your heart even deeper. Emma couldn't stop thinking about the man and his daughter who had helped her that night. She had been on her way home from a long shift at the hospital. She was a nurse, and her car trouble had nearly broken her spirit. But the kindness of that stranger and the sweetness of the little girl had lifted her in a way she hadn't felt in years. The very next week, fate decided to intervene again. Emma was grocery shopping when she spotted Lily skipping down the aisle, holding a box of cereal. And right behind her was Daniel, pushing the cart with that same quiet strength. Emma's heart leapt, and before she could second-guess herself, she called out, "Hey, Battery hero. Daniel turned, surprised, and then smiled faintly. Emma, right? Lily dropped the cereal into the cart and ran up to Emma, hugging her legs like she had known her forever. You came back. Emma knelt down, laughing through the unexpected embrace. I guess I did. What started as a casual conversation turned into shared laughter, easy smiles, and an unspoken connection. They met again and again, sometimes by coincidence, sometimes by quiet arrangement. Emma would stop by Daniel's worksite with lunch for him and Lily. Daniel would help Emma carry groceries or fix small things at her apartment. Slowly, a bond grew, not forced, not rushed, but natural, like the pieces of a puzzle finally finding their place. Lily adored Emma, clinging to her with the pure love only a child can give. Daniel, however, struggled with guilt. He had been abandoned once, left to pick up the pieces of his broken family. Could he trust his heart again? Could he risk Lily's heart? One night, as they sat on Emma's porch under the glow of the streetlight, Daniel finally spoke. Emma. I don't know if I can give you what you deserve. I'm just a man trying to raise his daughter. I don't have much to offer. Emma looked at him, her eyes filled with gentle certainty. Daniel, sometimes the best gift isn't what someone can give, it's who they are. And you're already enough. Daniel swallowed hard, his rough hands trembling slightly. In that moment, he realized that love wasn't about perfection, wealth, or promises, it was about showing up, again and again, no matter how hard life got. A few weeks later, Lily tugged at Daniel's sleeve while they were having dinner at Emma's place. She looked up at him with those same wide, innocent eyes and asked once more, Daddy, can Emma be my mommy now? The room went quiet. Daniel's heart pounded as he looked at Emma, who blinked back tears. She reached across the table, taking his hand in hers. And for the first time in years, Daniel allowed himself to believe in love again. From that day forward, Emma didn't just become a friend or a helper, she became family. The three of them built a new life together, filled with laughter, warmth, and the kind of love that heals old wounds. And it all began with a broken-down car, a helping hand, and the innocent wish of a little girl who saw in Emma what Daniel had been too afraid to admit he needed, a mother for his child, and a partner for his heart. So, dear viewers, if you've stayed with me until now, you know this isn't just a story about a car breaking down, it's a story about how love often arrives when we're not looking, disguised as small moments of kindness. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Goodness Corner for more life-changing stories that remind us why kindness matters. Because sometimes, all it takes is one innocent question from a child to change everything. Can she be my mommy?